Thank you for tuning in to the Golden State Media Concepts football podcast, where we discuss the latest news, rumors, and games of the NFL and college football. As always, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Anthony.
And what the heck are you doing over here?
Well, because I'm learning these things with sign language, right? Like, because here's the thing. I'm Italian, so I use my hands a lot. It's something I literally can't control. Like, I've done this before, like, you know, I'll talk and I'll move my hands. And I'll try to do the thing where I put my hands behind my back. It's not like I use, like, my head or something like that. Like, I still use my hands so it's behind my back. So I figured a way to be productive is to try to learn a little bit of sign language. And, you know, there's things like mom and dad and stuff like that. But I've learned, like, if you take your hand and you go like this, which nobody can really see because it's a podcast.
Well,
but
can
if you
explain what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So, like, if you have your left hand palm up, and you take your right hand and you put it perpendicular to the actual hand, if you do that and you leave it open, it means shut up. If you do it to where, like, you grab your right hand then with your left hand, it's taco.
What?
Right. I don't know.
What?
Right. I swear to God. Or at least that's what I was told. Maybe I was lied to. But yeah, like, so I'm trying to learn all these things like that. Plus, then my friend also taught me some of the bad words in sign language, because when you learn a new language, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to learn the bad words. I don't remember them now, but I was taught them. The only thing I remember is shut up and taco. You know, which would be good for the league. Shut up, taco.
Yeah, I know. I was during the intro. You were doing that, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" I'm
weird sometimes. It's fine. Everybody's weird in their own way. Swear to God, like, everybody has their own levels of weird. Have I ever explained to you my level of crazy?
No, you have not.
Right,
but honestly, I don't think you need to explain to me, because I know I can see how crazy you are. But explain to the listeners, though.
Well, no, okay, fine. Here's the thing. So, like, okay. I believe that everybody in one way or another is, like, crazy on a scale of 1 to 5, right? And the reason I made a scale of 1 to 5 is it's easy. You remember 1 to 5. And I made it into the analogy of celebrities. So that way you can kind of understand, oh, okay, this is where it's at. So I did female celebrities and male celebrities, so that way it can be equal with this whole thing. Female celebrities, scale of 1 to 5. A 1, everyone's a 1. Everyone's got something that they're crazy about. Either you really love, like, college basketball, or maybe you really, really like cartoons. Like, I don't know. But everyone's got something, right? Which, fine. Like, everyone's got their thing. That's 1. Celebrity scale, 1. That's like Jennifer Lawrence. Everyone's got their one thing. That's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Like, everyone's got their quirks. 2, a little bit more. Still not a deal breaker. Still not anything that's kind of, like, insane. But it's just like, okay, I got to kind of mentally remember that. That's Taylor Swift. That's a little bit crazier. Not a deal breaker, but it's like, okay, that's a thing. 3, now you get into the bad place. 3, now you get into the bad place of just like, okay, you still win? Like, I'm still going to hang with you. I'm still going to rock with you. But, like, that's weird. That's Rihanna.
Okay.
4 is no.
Okay.
You've gone too far. This is not okay anymore. Now I'm afraid. That is Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then 5 is literally, like, committed. Like, actually crazy. And that's Amanda Bynes.
Oh, so it goes from 1 to 5. So
1 to
that's
5.
Scary. Okay, so that's for you female celebrities.
That's female celebrities.
Okay, what's the male celebrities?
Okay, so 1, everyone's got something. Everyone's got their one little quirky thing, but everyone loves him. That's Justin Timberlake, right? Everyone's got something, but, you know, everyone seems to love Justin Timberlake. Cool, that's fine. 2, again, a little bit farther, but still nothing close to a deal breaker. That is somebody around the lines of, you know, call it a, I just literally forgot his name. Donnie Darko.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Little more, but still nothing bad. Like, it's kind of weird or whatever, but it's totally fine. 3, you're starting to hit the line of just like, why? What is that? It's kind of weird. I don't know what you're doing. You probably should stop that, but it's fine. That's James Franco. James Franco does some really weird stuff, but he still somehow gets around it. 4 is, okay, no, you've hit the bad place. Please stop. This is not okay anymore. What are you doing? That's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise seems like a madman. And 5, that's Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage seems like the craziest person.
I'm surprised that Kanye is not a part of this scale.
See, Kanye would be a level 4, level 5.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
But it's Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Tom Cruise and Nicolas Cage.
He used a couch jumper for
that's
crying out
loud. And that's literally why. It's him. That's why. Because Kanye, I feel like Kanye isn't as crazy as we think he is. Like, don't get me wrong, he's out of his mind. But, like, I think a lot of it's just him being super confident about himself. But he's not, like, outwardly doing anything insane outside of, like, leaving Sacramento for a concert, like, after 30 seconds, you know, something like that. Or jumping on stage and basically telling Taylor Swift, you're great, but Beyonce's better. Like, he's never done anything that insane to where Tom Cruise, I feel like we have, like, levels. And Nicolas Cage, he just seems completely bat bleep crazy.
Yeah, but I got a question for you, Anthony.
Yeah, let's go.
Where would you put Marshawn Lynch in that scale?
Oh, I see what you did. They try to, like, circle back around because we totally went sideways for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, we bantered for, like, 5 minutes, yeah.
That's fine. No, Marshawn's fine. Marshawn's like a 2 or...
Okay,
like, he's 2. Like, he's, you know, weird, quirky, whatever, but, like, no, nothing like that. Like, NFL... Ooh, okay, let's think of this. Hold on.
Now you got NFL...
No, because now we're here.
Okay, now so you can think of an NFL scale
now we're here.
All right.
No, because I'm trying to think who's like a level 5, like right now for the NFL as far as like a crazy. Because like it's got to be somebody that's just like, well, no, 5 would actually be like legitimately insane. And I guess you know there's nobody that's been like committed or anything else like that. 4 is Johnny Manziel. 4 is someone that like, yeah, man, like you got to kind of curb this. This is too much. 1 would be like a JJ Watt.
Okay.
Everyone likes JJ Watt. He's cool. Or like Andrew Luck, someone like that. Is everything's fine. 2, you do stuff. Like I'm gonna think of these in my head. You talk about this.
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out this because it's no fun to like think.
All right. Anthony's thinking of his crazy scale regarding NFL players. I wanted to bring up Marshawn Lynch because it looks like from a report this morning that the Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders are working out a deal to possibly trade Beast Mode to Oakland. So it's expected to happen, guys. It looks like we're about 90% sure that Marshawn Lynch is going to the Oakland Raiders and going back to the NFL.
This took a turn at some point because, like, I didn't think he was actually going to come out of retirement.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought it was just a rumor when it first happened.
Yeah.
But it looks like that for this past year, Marshawn Lynch wanted to play for his hometown team, and you know he had private discussions with a lot of people.
Right.
So he had a lot of private interests, and of course, you know, if this doesn't work out with the Raiders, Marshawn Lynch said he wants to go to the Pats, which I think would be absolutely insane.
That's some kind of chaos anarchy, which I'm all in favor of. Like, if anybody's listened to the show, you understand how I feel about chaos. Let's go.
Yeah, and so it looks like that Marshawn Lynch is going to the Raiders, and you know, Marshawn Lynch did not have the best year in his final season. 2015, he missed like 9 games, and he didn't really do a whole lot. 2015, remember, had a really good year. 13 touchdowns, 4.7 yards a carry. Now, you know, when you think of Seattle and their backfield, you know, Marshawn Lynch is not going to go play for Seattle again. I just think he doesn't have the passion to play for them anymore. I think, you know, with the Seahawks not giving him the ball in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, I think he kind of felt disrespected a little bit. And he'd be like, "Well, how come?"
That did seem kind of like that. Totally, just like
ever since
sideways.
Ever since that moment, Marshawn Lynch was not the same.
Right.
Like I don't think he wanted to play for the Seahawks anymore. I think, you know, the Raiders, I think they need Marshawn Lynch a little bit. You know, he kind of brings a whole swagger with him, and I think the Raiders kind of fit beast mode. I think Marshawn Lynch fits the Raiders. Because right now, the Raiders kind of have a swagger with him. You know, you got a guy like Derek Carr. He brings a huge swag with him.
Well, the thing is, like, with Marshawn, like, you talked about how you don't think he had, like, the passion that he had. Okay, he's also the running back that doesn't like to, like, you know, do anything other than, like, I'm going to run right through you. Like, I'm not going to try and go around you. I'm not going to try and, like, shake you out of your shoes. I'm literally going to go this way. And if you'd like to get in my way, that's fine. But I'm going to run you over in the meantime. And, like, that doesn't last. Especially if you're not, like, fully committed to that, man. Like, that's going to be really hard to, like, actually do anything with. Like, that's going to be hard to maintain that. Especially when you took a year off and you're almost 31 years old. Like, that's really hard to, like, maintain and to do it and get that much, like, I don't know, like mileage out of after you've been doing that now for the past like 8 years.
Yeah, I know. And Ed Warder at ESPN, they report Thursday morning that Marshawn Lynch has begun to pretty much the reinstatement process, filling out paperwork and all that, which I don't really think he has to do. since he is technically still under contract with the Seahawks. But yeah, man, looks like this is actually going to come true.
I remember when he retired and people were like, "Are you going to come back?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Are you sure? I mean, you sure you don't want to come?" He's like, "No, look, I don't know how else to explain this to you. I'm not coming back." Like, he was dead serious about it, which is why, like, I believed him and thought he didn't want to come back. But I guess you, like, wait a year and you kind of get restless and you don't want to go back to the Seahawks because you're pissed off at whoever's there, be it Pete Carroll or whoever else. And then the Raiders come around. You're from Oakland. You want to spend the last year or two while they're actually in Oakland. Like, I get it. But, like, I never thought we'd get to this point.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Who knows? Maybe it's still a rumor at this point. But I've been saying this the entire offseason, ever since this rumor is circulated. I think Marshawn Lynch can actually help the Raiders, and he can do really well behind this offensive line, especially with the depth behind him. They have a pretty good.
That's the thing.
They have pretty good depth at running back.
That's the thing that helps the most because, like, I don't think he can be like beast mode no more. I think that part's gone because literally that was 2 years ago, which is a long time now to think about it, when he actually played poorly. So, like, the last time he was good was 3 years ago, which, you know, if that's the last time you were good, that's hard to, like, recreate and bring it back. But the fact that he has DeAndre Washington and Jalen Richard, like, those two will help him out so that way it's not all put on his shoulders because he's kind of in the same boat as, like, Adrian Peterson, where it's like at one point you were amazing. Like 2012, 2013, 2014, you were amazing. Same with Peterson. And then now, not the same thing. Like, so you kind of need those guys to help you out. And I think if he goes to Oakland, he can do that. If he goes to New England, he's going to be the guy, and I don't know if that works out as well for him as you think it's going to.
No, I think the Patriots are going to try to bring back LeGarrette Blount because Blount's market right now.
I mean, wouldn't they've already done that, though, at this point? Like, if they were going to bring him back, wouldn't they've already done that?
Blount has a offer on the table that he has not signed yet.
Right.
They still have it on there, and he just hasn't. I just don't think he's getting the money that he wants right now.
Sure.
And, you know, Adrian Peterson, he just hasn't signed yet. He did visit the Saints but left without a contract.
All right.
Same thing with New England. He visits. They had a workout, left without a contract.
His stuff will probably get cleared up around draft time.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait till after the draft for Adrian Peterson to get signed. But I'm telling you right now, with Marshawn Lynch possibly going to the Raiders now, it's looking more likely. I don't know if they're going to address that position in the draft because it is kind of deep now with him. But I think you know, Marshawn can really help this team. He's not going to get 1,000 yards a game. I mean, not a game, a season.
Right.
He's not going to get that 100 yards a game. I do think he can score at least double-digit touchdowns. But honestly, right now, that's all he needs to do is just score touchdowns. You have a really good young quarterback that can possibly carry the team, but you can do so much with the quarterback. You don't want to throw it all on a young quarterback like that right now.
Right.
Yeah, because especially someone that's in their fourth year. You don't want to throw it all on Derek Carr right now. He's still young enough to, you know, to not do that.
Exactly.
But, I think Marshawn Lynch can really help out this team a little bit. And I do think the Raiders need Marshawn more than Marshawn needs the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Were you going to say something?
No, I agree with that. I think that's true.
All right. Well, we're going to take our first break here. And when we get back, we're going to discuss Jay Cutler possibly considering retiring. We're going to discuss that when we return to the Guns to Me Concepts Football Podcast.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And welcome back to the Going to Me Concepts Football Podcast. And Well, we're kind of like, I wouldn't say we're in the second or third wave in free agency. I think pretty much done at this point. And Anthony, why are you making that face, man?
Because you blared the sound back when it came on. It was so loud. I wasn't expecting that. We're good.
Okay, we're good now?
Yeah,
all right.
We're good.
All right, let's start over, guys. We're going to take our last... I'm kidding.
That's it. As you know, this is the second segment. You go home. It's fine.
I'm kidding. No, the reason why I bring up free agency is because there's still a couple quarterbacks on the market. We just seen Tony Romo pretty much walk away from the game to join CBS and their number one team.
Right.
We still got Colin Kaepernick on the market, which I don't think he probably won't get signed until after the draft or probably before training camp starts. So it might be a while for Cap to get a deal. But there is another quarterback, a big-name quarterback, and that is Jay Cutler. He is considering retirement, according to ESPN. And the market just hasn't been anywhere for Jay Cutler. I think he was set to visit the New York Jets, and that he never went to that visit because they ended up signing, I think, Josh McCown to I think a multi-year deal.
They signed McCown to so much money. I don't understand how McCown keeps getting all these contracts. It's strange.
I don't either. And not only that, Mike Lennon, the guy who replaced Jay Cutler, is getting a kind of a mega deal as well.
Right.
Even though I think he's only started like 1 year. So it looks like Jay Cutler is considering retirement. He is 33. He was released in March, and there hasn't been any interest to sign him. I did talk about Cutler on the show. I think it was either this week or last week about how the Texans should have at least considered. They can at least consider signing Jay Cutler.
Right.
I think he can be a really good fit for Houston because they have a great defense, good offensive weapons that can stretch the field, especially that match Jay Cutler's arm.
Right.
And in case Cutler ever makes mistakes, you got the defense to rely on to help you get out of those mistakes.
In case he does dumb stuff. It's like, the defense, they're fine. They'll help you out.
Yeah, so I thought he was good for that reason, but it looks like that Cutler is still... I don't know. He's just too busy on Instagram right now taking naked pics on vacation.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
Right. No, he... Are we just like retiring quarterbacks? Like Romo is just like, oh, I wonder where he'll go, retire. Oh, Cutler, wonder where he'll go, retire. Like, I understand Romo because he kept getting injured all the time. So
yeah,
it's kind of one of those
he's
things.
37. So,
right. Like, I get that to a certain degree because, like, you can only basically do the whole, I'm going to get surgery and come back better and stronger than ever thing. Like, you can only do that so many times before your body's just like, hey, how about you just stop doing this because this kind of hurts and I don't want to keep, doing this all the time. But for Cutler, I mean, it's not like he's 37, 38, 40-year-old. He's 33. Like, 33 still allows you to play for another 4 or 5 years. Like, that's – and get some good money because whatever you think about Cutler, I'm assuming he probably wants to get paid. Like, that's always nice. Like, you getting a nice little fat contract because it's not like he's going to sign for, like, $5 million. Like, he's still an elite enough quarterback to where he's going to get, more than McCown and around that – what's his name? Mike Glennon money. Like, he's going to get somewhere around there because some team, especially if it's Houston, who just unloaded all of that Osweiler money, would be like, oh, yeah, sure, come sign with us. We'll give you $15, $16 million, and hopefully you don't stink as much as he did.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I don't think Cutler has any financial worries.
It probably doesn't, but
he earned, like, over $110 million in his career. That's what I'm looking at right now. And remember his wife.
Yeah,
Kristen,
she has money, too.
Yeah, she got money.
Right.
Kristen Cavallari. What show was she on again?
Cavallari.
Cavallari, did I say?
Yeah, it was
Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach, that's what she came on?
Yeah, I think she was from Laguna Beach.
It was one of those NTV shows.
Right.
But yeah, I can't believe that they're still married. Like, I thought they were...
You thought that was going to go for like 3 months and then done?
I thought they were like the oddest couple ever. Like,
what's the oddest couple you've ever seen together that you're like, why did that? I don't understand. What happened? Like, what's the strangest one you've ever seen?
Ah, man. Like
celebrity.
Like, you mean like in general, like in pop culture? Or?
Yeah, I'm not talking about your buddy who dated this chick and you're like, why? Like, I'm talking about like celebrities because I got one. And
okay, show me yours first. Tell me yours.
You probably shouldn't say that sentence like that. So, hold on, let me make sure this is actually right because... You go with yours because I have two.
I don't have any. I don't have one on top of my head. No.
Okay, so the one that I'm thinking of right now. Do you know who Brett Ratner is?
I do know who Brett Ratner is.
The director.
Yeah.
You know he dated Serena Williams one time?
Did he?
Yes.
Really?
That is the
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Isn't Serena Williams like engaged now to?
Yeah. I'm not saying this happened yesterday. This happened like years and years and years ago.
Isn't she engaged to the founder of
Reddit?
Reddit, yes.
Yeah. But I saw that one time. I was like, what? How is what? Good for you. How'd that happen? Good for you, man. That's all right. But it was like the thing, like what just happened? Like, do you have any? Are you typing into Google weird celebrity couples? Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I don't know how we got to this far, but we're gonna keep going with this.
Right.
All right. Well, but anyways, getting on to Jay Cutler here, where I'm looking for this weird celebrity couples.
Right.
Well, Jay Cutler actually did struggle I shouldn't say his final year, but last year he went 1-4 with a 78.1 quarterback rating.
Right.
He had injuries, and that's been something that was consistent, his career as well. Remember, he was only 2 years away from. Remember, he was 2 years ago. He had his career high in quarterback rating at 92.3. Mm-hmm. I think he made an NFC Championship one time. I think that was the only time he won a playoff game. Didn't you say he won he got a Pro Bowl?
He got one Pro Bowl in the last year that he was with Denver. Yeah,
good for you,
in 2008. Which I forgot because
I totally forgot that
was almost a decade ago. But yeah, I don't know. He's always been good. Oh, this is a good weird celebrity couple. You remember Lisa Marie Presley dated Michael Jackson?
Yes, back in the mid-90s. Yes,
that's weird.
I remember that.
That's strange. Yeah, I think.
I have one now.
You got one?
Yeah. Back in the day, Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey.
Yeah, that one was
that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that one was always strange. That one was just kind of just like what. I mean, also you get the whole Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher kind of thing, where there's like the huge age gap kind of thing. That was always weird. Yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I know there's one that I'm not thinking of, or whatever. But
I remember Drew Barrymore and Tom Green for a while in the early 2000s.
Rose McGowan dated Marilyn Manson.
Yes, I do remember that too.
Yeah. There's been some unique and weird ones. Although, for as weird as Marilyn Manson is, I don't think he's actually as insane as he puts out to be. He just does that for
He's actually, shtick. You know what? I was watching a documentary by Michael Moore, and I know people have opinions about Michael Moore, but it was called Bowling for Columbine. It was based on,
because they blamed
they blamed him on, he was part of the reasons. Well, I wouldn't say he was part of the reasons, but a lot of the parents blamed his music on that incident. And, he was talking to Michael Moore, and I was like, you know what? This dude really sounds intelligent. I can tell, he's not dumb and crazy. I can tell, his intellectual.
Right. Well, yeah, you take people like Lil Jon. He's actually a really smart dude, but he has a persona, and the persona makes him millions of dollars.
So, and I remember Dave Chappelle skits. They did a moment in the life of Lil Jon. I remember, he'd be like, what? And then, he'll get all serious, well, then,
Exactly.
Talk all serious.
Yeah. Speaking of Chappelle Show, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Oh, yeah. By the way, man, that was crazy.
Charlie Murphy.
That was crazy that happened yesterday.
What do the five fingers say to the face? Slap. Such a good show.
And I was talking with my friend yesterday about, he was asking me, I'm like, bro, did you hear that Charlie Murphy passed away? I was like, yeah, man, I was going to talk to you about that. And I was like, man, what else did he come on? I was like, well, he didn't really come on a whole lot of, major movies.
Right.
That he's mainly known for being on the Chappelle Show. But the Chappelle Show was so legendary that he's going to be remembered forever because of that.
Right. Yeah, that is his lasting legacy. For better or for worse, that is his legacy, being himself, basically, on Chappelle's Show.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to Jay Cutler here, sticking to the theme here. Because how do we get from Jay Cutler to odd couples and...
Because celebrity couples with him and Kristen Cavallari.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. But anyways, do you think that Jay Cutler is going to retire? Actually, no, you think so?
Well, I don't think that Tony Romo's going to retire. He has retired.
Tony Romo hasn't actually filed the retirement papers yet.
I don't think even if he does, I don't think he stays retired. I think it's something he wants to do right now. But, halfway through the season, I think that kind of changes where he kind of wants to come back. So I think that's a situation that can all of a sudden flip around. I think that Cutler wants to play at least another year. I'm not saying he's going to play for like 4 or 5 more years, like I say, how quarterbacks can do. But I think the whole I may retire thing is just like leverage. Like I was like yesterday they had the whole thing with Cleveland's like, oh, maybe they take Myles Garrett. Oh, maybe they don't. Maybe they take Mitchell Trubisky. No, you're just doing that for leverage because you just basically want someone to like trade up for you. Cutler is like, I might retire. Oh, here's more money. Like that could all of this be. It just be a leverage thing. Romo's wasn't, but again, Romo had injuries and he was older. Like this could just be leverage for Jay Cutler to get like a little bit more out of whatever team wants to sign him.
What team do you think Cutler will go to?
I want him to go to Houston now because
I want him to go to Houston too.
Because I wanted Romo to go to Houston, but now that seems, at least for right now, to be out of the running. Like, yeah, I want to see Cutler go to a good team because I like Cutler. Like he's not a good quarterback necessarily, but he's at least an entertaining one. Entertaining because he can throw, the deep ball really well, and entertaining because he could throw it to the other team at any given time. Entertaining. What
if Jay Cutler signs with the Browns?
Rest in peace to your career. Say la vie. All that stuff like that.
Right.
Like all that stuff. Like he's not gonna do well there. Like you could put Tom Brady there. You could put Peyton Manning in his prime there, and they'd probably win like 8 games. And that's like the best case scenario. Like
you can even put Joe Montana there back in his prime.
Doesn't matter. The team, they're no good. They stink so much, and like I said, like they're just going to take all these draft picks and hope that one of them actually hits and they do really well with it.
You know what? I really think the Texans should sign Cutler because do you know who their starting quarterback is right now?
No.
Tom Savage. Tom Savage is the starting quarterback.
I thought we were talking about Cleveland for a second.
No. Tom Savage is the starting quarterback for the Texans.
Yeah.
And they have the NFL's top-ranked defense last year.
Like they're literally
they're solid. Literally, they're a quarterback away from actually contending, not just being a wild card team and a playoff team, from actually contending. I think Jay Cutler could possibly at least get into a championship game in AFC. I think he could. He's done it before.
Like they're literally doing the Houston Texans are doing the opposite of what the Indianapolis Colts did with Andrew Luck, to where they got Andrew Luck and they're like, cool, we got a quarterback. What about the rest of the team? We have Andrew Luck. It'll be fine. Houston is like, hey, we got a defense, we got a running back, we got a wide receiver, we got a tight end. What about the quarterback? It'll be fine. Like, literally, they have everything else except for the quarterback.
And that's why they have won the division last year and the year before that.
Yeah, because and that's also without J.J. Watt. Like, he's coming back, too. So, like, yeah, like, this whole the Texans could be like a 13-3 team if they have any kind of semblance of a quarterback, even if he's just, like, mediocre. Like, I said, Osweiler was so bad last year, and they still won the division. Like, if they have someone who's just, like, semi-competent and doesn't look like he's going to throw up on himself every time he gets the ball, like, they could do pretty well.
Before we go, I just wanted to say something. Speaking of all couples, well, I should say this is not really an all couple, but speaking of couples in the NFL,
yep,
Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn are officially done.
They're done, so.
Yeah, they're done. I remember Olivia Munn back in her days at G4.
I never watched it. I know the show you're talking. I never actually watched it.
I remember her on Attack of the Show.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to be like
what she's grown into.
Yeah, I never expected her to be that big.
Did you ever watch The Newsroom?
No, on HBO?
Yeah.
She was on there too, huh? Yeah. No, I remember her back in her days at G4, which was back in the day, all about video games. It's not even that anymore. They just show cops all day.
Right.
But but yeah, I remember that. I was crazy. I was like, I didn't know that. So yeah, hopefully this takes off in a similar way, and then I can follow the same path.
Hey, set your goals high.
There you go. All right, guys, set the bar high, guys. All right, we're going to take our last break here, and when we get back, we're going to discuss Jarvis Landry and what he said, what the Dolphins are going to do this season. And we're going to discuss that when we return to Guns to Meet Concepts Football Podcast.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red-hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's gsmcpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
and welcome back to Going to Meet Concepts Football Podcast. And for the final story today, Jarvis Landry, receiver for the Dolphins, thinks Miami will sweep the Patriots next season. That is Jarvis Landry's bold prediction for the 2017 season. He did say that, quote, "It's time for a change. I have all the respect in the world for the Patriots, and I respect Tom Brady tremendously, but they're not our big brother anymore." And despite the Dolphins going 10-6 last year, the Patriots did sweep the Dolphins last season.
Of course they did. Look, man, look.
Didn't let me finish, but okay.
Look, man, sorry, finish your point.
No, I'm done now.
That's all I got?
No,
Okay,
you just Kanye West me, man.
No, look, here's the thing, man. Look. I am a Miami Dolphins fan. It has been a lonely existence for some part of my life. Other times it's been fun. It's not been great because they haven't won a Super Bowl, and they haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1984. It wasn't alive in 1984, so that's fine. Actually, technically 1985 because it was in January. But the point is, for the past 17 years, yeah, basically 17 years, right? Since 2001, the Dolphins have been either okay, like pretty good, or bad. Right, because, when they had Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and all them, they were pretty good. Never, going to win a Super Bowl good, but still pretty good because that defense was really good. When that went away, they stunk. You had, the 1-15 season, and then you also, last year had a pretty good season. Not great, but, it was good enough to where, you saw some hope in the future, and they made the playoffs. It was great. Problem is, that whole time the Patriots have existed, Brady has been the best player in the game, or, him and Peyton Manning, depending on who you want to say. And no matter what happens, they don't win games against the Patriots. And if they do, it's because Brady's knee is blown out or because they did some wildcat thing that, tricked the Patriots or something like that. You're not going to win 2 games against the Patriots. I don't care what the time is. I don't care what's happening. If Brady still is vertical and if Belichick's still coaching, you're not winning 2 games. That's not how it goes. I understand confidence is good and everything else like that, but Jarvis, stop. Jarvis, do you not understand? You've been on the team for years now. It's not like you're a rookie and you're like, oh, I have confidence. No, you played on this team for 2 or 3 years now. You understand how this goes. I understand you got confidence because you made the playoffs last year. Congratulations, good for you. Kumbaya, great. But no, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Patriots have won the AFC East 8 consecutive years.
8!
And 14 out of the past 16.
The reason they didn't win it in 2007 was 2007.
No, it was 2008.
2008. 07 was the great year. They went to the Super Bowl. The reason they didn't win in 2008 was because Brady's knee went boom. That's the only reason why they didn't win it that year. And by the way, that year they won 11 games. Why am I yelling? I don't know.
Why are you yelling, man? Calm down.
I don't know. It's a lot of things.
Is it because you're talking about your Dolphins?
Look, man. Here's the thing. I am a fan of a handful of teams, some of which go well, some of which go poorly. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. That's been nice. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. That's been so-so. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. That's been bad. I'm a Duke fan for college basketball. That's been pretty good. I'm a University of Miami fan on college football. Not the best, but not terrible, but somewhere in the middle. So I understand rooting for bad teams. I understand rooting for championship teams. It's all kind of in the middle, and with this Dolphins team, it's just stop. Because, here's the thing. People can say, oh, we'll have faith in your team. Oh, maybe they can, win some games and surprise you. And then you've stuck it out, and now you are rooting for a championship team, right? That's the whole thing of just, stay with your team in the bad times so when the good times come, then you can revel in it and you can, throw it in other people's faces. Cool. Also, Cubs fans. Also, Browns fans. Cubs fans now are happy.
Oh, and don't forget about the Raiders fans. They suffered for a while.
Right. Sometimes, but that was only for 15 years, which is still a long time. But I'm talking about Raider fans that, have been suffering for a long time. Let's go with the Browns. Let's go with the Lions. Let's go with the Vikings. Vikings have had good stuff, but or not Vikings, sorry. Who's the team I'm thinking of? Bengals, right? They've had some good things, but mostly it's been mediocre to bad. That's no fun.
Well, don't forget about the Chargers.
The Chargers. They've always been kind of oh, maybe they'll contend this year. No, they're out in the second round. That's pretty much how it's gone for them. I don't know. I'm very jaded as a Dolphins fan because, I just see that, you can only get your head caved in so many times before you're oh, guess what's happening today? Yep, that's right. I get my face caved in. That's fun. Okay.
I got a stat for you, Anthony.
Let's go.
The Patriots are the only team in the NFL
That should be good.
that hasn't been swept by a divisional opponent in a single regular season since 2002, which is the current division format was created. Every other team in that division has at least 3 such instances. So
they don't have one, and everyone else has 3.
Exactly.
Jarvis, do not... Look, man. 15 years. 15 years. Like, that's a long time. You know what happens in 15 years? Like, presidencies come and go, like, almost 4 times over. Like, that's... No. 15 years. And nothing changed. Nothing. Like, and it's not like the Dolphins didn't do it. The Bills didn't do it. The Jets didn't do it. The whole division stinks. No one can beat them twice in a row. You're going to be the first one to do it this year, Jarvis? Like, don't get me wrong. I like Jarvis Landry. He's a good receiver. I like the coach, Adam Gase. Think he's good, too. He also got the greatest quarterback that may have ever played and maybe the best coach of all time. Like, I'm very jaded with these things. I have been burned before. I have trust issues with this team. Like,
you like Drake, dude. You got trust issues.
I trusted them last year, and it was fine. Like, my car wasn't set on fire, right? It wasn't something like I didn't get, like, my clothes set on the front yard, you know, just getting burned. Like, that was nice. It wasn't something terrible. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, you know, Jarvis Landry is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and, you know, both sides are expected to work out an extension before the start of the year. I think Miami, I think they have a lot of good players on this squad. You know, like Jarvis Landry is one of them. Who's the other receiver? Devontae Parker.
Right. No,
that's someone I like watching. You know, I think Ryan Tannehill, if he didn't get hurt, maybe this team would have gone a little bit deeper in the playoffs.
He's okay.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Matt Moore did pretty good for a backup.
He did. No, Matt Moore's good enough backup, yeah.
He did pretty good for a backup.
Right. No, he's fine or whatever. You know, and they have good people around him, whether it's Jay Ajayi or Ndamukong Suh on defense. Like, you know, they have good players or whatever else like that. Like I said, I think
this may be the make-or-break year for Ryan Tannehill. There's a lot of pressure on him.
He's, how do I analogize him? Like, he is basically, like, okay. Like, he's the line for a quarterback of just, like, whether or not you want to keep him or not. Because, like, he's not bad by any stretch. Like, there's far worse.
I'll take him over a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah. Like, if the Niners basically tomorrow were like, would you like Tannehill? You'd be like, yes, please.
I would take Tannehill over Brian Hoyer
right
now.
Like, I think he's like a, you know,
especially in a Shanahan system.
Right. Like, I think he's like a top half quarterback, like 15, 14, 13, 12. Like, he's up at that level probably, but I just, like, he's also not at the, like, top 10 level. Like, he's somewhere in the 10 to 15 range, depending on how you want to rate him, because they're all kind of jumbled together at that point. But, yeah, man, like, I don't know. Like, the Patriots are someone that I just assume are going to win the division next year. And Jarvis Landry, I don't know. It's fine.
All right, well, we're going to move on because Anthony is really angry here.
But it's not that I'm angry. It's just like, I don't know. Like, it probably doesn't even matter, but it's just like, why?
All right, well, we're going to end the show with a very good story for you guys today. Right. Well, you know, Becca Longo, who is a high schooler in Arizona, she actually became the first woman to ever sign a letter of intent to play college football at the Division II level or higher. So she's the first woman on scholarship to play football at the Division II level higher. That is actually quite an accomplishment. She's not the first female to play college football, but she's the first on scholarship.
On scholarship, yeah.
And that's actually absolutely amazing. But, you know, she is a kicker. Yep. And, you know, there is jokes about kickers and all that. But honestly, though, kicker takes a lot of skill, too. I'm not going to, like, bash people on that.
No, like, because you can make a lot of jokes about, like, you know, it's like, oh, he's going to be a kicker. You don't have to do anything to kicker. Okay, you go and kick. See how that works for you. Like,
I tried kicking. I can't do it. I can only kick it straight.
Yeah.
I can't think that hard.
Like, going over the people's head.
I tried punting.
Over the people's, like, outstretched arm.
I tried punting the ball.
How'd that go?
And it didn't go
well. No, of course it doesn't go well.
It's hard.
Like, the thing is, like, how, like, people always talk about, like the NBA or something like that. It's like, oh, he's a bum. No, he's not a bum. He's just not as good as other people who are in, like, the highest level of professional basketball. Like, if you tried to go against the worst NBA player, you would get schooled so fast. Like, it would be the worst day of your life. Like, it was the day when Tony Romo was trying to play, And it's like, oh, maybe you should play. That'll be a great story. He gets to play. Also, he's going to get dunked on by like 5 guys because they're going to be mad that they put him into the game and made it a mockery of the whole thing. And with her, like, it's going to be 2 things. One, like, I feel like in some aspects this is going to be a Remember the Titans situation, right, to where people aren't accepting of this whole thing, and there's going to be like this like ribbing and this like, you know, making fun of kind of thing. Also, she's a kicker, and that gets enough jokes with just like, if you miss the kick, everybody hates you. So you're going to have that mixed with the bile of being like, you know, a female football player. Like, it's not going to be the most smooth of roads, one could say, but the fact that she actually was able to do this, that's awesome. Like, that's badass.
It's actually amazing. And,
yeah.
You know, she is signed to Division II Adams State. It's a Division II school in Colorado. And then Becca Longo is actually going to play basketball at Adams State as well. So she is quite the athlete. And I got to give her some shine because this is a very good story that I think we should end on.
She is so much athletically better than all of us. Like, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna play.
We're here sitting in the studio doing the show, and then we're like, man, stories like these. No, I'm not disrespecting Becca Longo here. What she done is amazing. But when I hear stories like this, like, I would question my life. Like, what am I doing?
So, like, I had a buddy of mine who was, like, delusional in the aspect of, like, he thought he could do stuff against professional athletes. Like, he thought he could hit a Clayton Kershaw curveball. Swear to God. Idiot. Like,
have you seen Tim Tebow?
Right. And Tebow's better than whatever he would be.
Yeah.
But he thought, like, he thought all the things. He thought he could play one-on-one for, like, a brief second, not, like, you know, up to 21 or something like that, but get a shot up against LeBron. He thought he could last a round with Floyd Mayweather. Not Floyd. It was either Floyd or Pacquiao, one of the two. He thought he could catch a pass while being defended by Richard Sherman. Like, he had all of these delusions of grandeur. Like, he thought he could do all these things, and, like, we would, like, look at him as, like, do you understand how dumb you sound? Like, no. And, like, even to, like, a Division II range, it's just, like, if you try to do half of those things that she's trying to do, whether play basketball or be a kicker, like, you would fail so dramatically, it would make you feel like you are the worst person ever.
Yeah, Becca Longo is better than me and you right now.
So much.
Yeah, she's
by
better.
a mile. Like, I am very impressed by her. Like, that is fantastic. Like, please make game-winning kicks for Adams State. Like, please make game-winning kicks. That way you can get, like, all the glory, because that would be amazing. And then go to actually University of Colorado, so that way you could win a national championship with them. Like, seriously, like, I'm all about this. That's amazing. It's just, like, I also have fears that it's not going to go as smoothly as I'd hope.
Yeah, it probably won't, because football is which is how the best way I can say it. It is a very masculine sport. That's the best way I can say it. And she is also playing basketball, which is honestly amazing in itself, that you're a two-sport athlete in any type of college university. I think, honestly, though, if there were to be a female to break into the 4 major sports, I will have to go with Major League Baseball. I think it takes so much skill. Your skill level can be just as high as men out there. I think that would be the one sport for females to break in professionally.
Well, I would still say kicker, because
you think kicker? I have thought about that too,
but specifically kicker, not like wide receiver, not cornerback or anything else like that. Kicker, because think about it, like, you know, if you're a wide receiver, you obviously have to be fast and catch the ball, but you also have to be able to...
You have to take hits.
You have to take hits, and B, like, if the cornerback presses, you have to be able to push off of them.
I'm not saying that female cannot take hits. I'm just saying it's just when you go at a speed like that, it's hard for anybody to adjust to the speed of the NFL game.
Well, with a kicker, like, literally your only job is to kick. Like, you don't even have to get tackled. Like, most of the time you get tackled, if you're a kicker, that's a penalty, right? So, like, it's not that you have to, like, worry about that. Like, all you have to worry about is the mental stuff of, like, actually making this kick. Yeah. Like, that's it. Like, as long as you have the leg to, like, kick it 50 yards or however long you want to kick it, like, you can do it. Like, everything else is just kind of, like, muscle memory and being able to, like, not, you know, choke under pressure. Like, that's all that ends up coming down to. Everything else requires some level of skill and, like, having a certain amount of strength or a certain amount of quickness or whatever else like that. Kicker's just like, can you kick it this far? Like, that's it.
Yeah. You know, one thing about Becca Longo, though, was that she actually didn't know she was the first woman to sign a scholarship to play for an NCAA affiliated program. She was actually caught off guard when she heard from her coach in attendance that she was the first ever to sign a letter of intent. And that is awesome, man. It's my favorite story. I had to end the episode with this
really cool
story because we kind of had a weird show today.
A
little bit, yeah. We
started off with the crazy scale.
By the way, go back to your crazy stuff for NFL players before we go.
So what did we say?
We said J.J. Watt for one.
We said Andrew Luck / J.J. Watt was number one.
Okay.
We said Marshawn was 2. We said that Rob Gronkowski, during the break, we said Rob Gronkowski was a 3. We said that Johnny Manziel was a 4. And we never really figured out a 5 because we couldn't think of like people who are like actually crazy in the NFL, like people that just are like really, really weird and whatever else like that. Like there's people that are like, does Aaron Hernandez count? Is he a 5?
I want to, but you want to just count? We can count him.
What's the thing?
I don't really want to though. But
yeah, I don't know. Like
I wanted to put Sherman on the scale, but he's not really crazy. That's just how he is on the field.
Who you want to put? Who?
Sherman.
Sherman's like a 2.
Sherman's a 2.
Sherman's got weird stuff, whatever, but it's nothing close to being anything that's like detrimental. Yeah, no, he's just like quirky in weird ways or whatever else like that. But no, he's not anything close to that. Like, yeah, because you have to have the people who are like legitimately crazy. Like,
I can't think of a crazy.
Well, there's people like Charles Haley used to play, right? Who allegedly, and you can look this up, may or may not have put his little Charles Haley on a dude in the locker room all the time because he was weird like that and just did it to basically like make you feel uncomfortable.
His little Charles Haley.
Like he would
way to PG that up.
I tried to like I don't know like I could say the word but like I don't want to do that. But like he would do stuff like that. Like he's actually like nuts. Stuff like that. Like Dennis Rodman in the NBA would be a level 5 as far as the crazy goes. But like I don't know currently like NFL players who are at that kind of level.
Yeah, but so right now we don't have a number 5 on that scale, but we do have one for 1 through 4, and I think we gotta start referring to that scale now.
Totally down, crazy scale.
Future episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to conclude it today. Had a great time today, talking about all sorts of things. We went on a tangent in several different topics, but anyways, I had fun. But we will be back tomorrow to discuss any type of news that happens over the next 24 hours. As always, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Anthony.
And thank you for tuning in to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. You guys have a great day.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.